What a disappointment after a promising start.
World building? Don't know her.
I've dragged my ass through enough of it.
As I am still not convinced I read the correct book the first time.
Someone gave my favorite books of the year 1-star reviews.
I hate when that happens. Today, we're going to read those reviews out loud and try and guess which books they're roasting. I think we should roast the
reviewers. I'm sure we
reviewers.
will. Welcome back to Espresso Shots and Epic Plots. I'm Genevieve.
And I'm her mom, Diana.
And today we're going to read 1-star reviews of our favorite books of the year.
Grab your favorite beverage and join us to read some reviews.
So we're going to start by each sharing our top, I think I had 8 or 9.
I think you said
our
8.
Yeah, we had our top books of 2025. And then we're going to read the 1-star review of those favorites.
After reading reviews, we'll try to guess which book the reviewer hated.
Right, so I'm going to read a 1-star review of one of your favorite books, and you have to try to figure out what book it is.
Okay. You already gathered up all these 1-star reviews?
No, but that's what I was about to say. We haven't read them because I didn't know what your favorite books were, and I couldn't go
texted them to you like 10 minutes ago.
So we haven't seen the reviews yet.
Let's start by listing our top books of 2025.
All right. My most recent favorite book was Babel, so check out our November wrap-up, and Mom's reading it now, apparently.
I'm so excited.
Babel by R.F. Kuang. I also read Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir, which is book 1 of the Locked Tomb series, and I know I did a review about that. I can't remember when. I feel like it was September, but don't quote me on that. 2 books by Robert Jackson Benning, which are part of the Shadow of the Leviathan series, so that's A Tainted Cup, or The Tainted Cup, and A Drop of Corruption are also, they made my top cut. Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, which was book 1 of the Letters of Enchantment. That book almost didn't make the cut for the top because the second book in the duology was so bad that I felt like...
ripped off?
Yeah, but that was book 2, so I'm basing this off of book 1.
Should have stopped there.
Yeah. Thorn Hedge by T. Kingfisher and Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher also made my top. Both of us gave Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wong a top spot.
I'm going around suggesting that book to everybody I know.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll let you, so Blood Over Brighthaven was one of your top, and then go ahead, you can share your others.
Mine, totally different genres. My number super one, everybody should read this, is The Women by Kristen Hanna, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides, A Day Like This by Kelly McNeil, West with Giraffes by Linda Rutledge, The Medicine Woman of Galveston by Amanda Scanandor, The Invention of Wings by Sue Monk Kidd, and Blood Over Brighthaven.
Even though we just started in July, I think all of these books we talked about.
Yeah, pretty much, I believe so. We started right when I finished The Women.
I'll try to link all of our videos, so if you want to know more about these books, you can watch our previous videos.
I had a hard time nailing mine down to 8.
Mine were all my 5 stars. Like, I went in and I looked at my 5-star ratings, and those were all my 5-star books. So I'm gonna pick a book from your top list.
Okay.
I'm gonna read a 1-star review. I'm not gonna say names of characters if they show up in the review, or places, because I feel like that might give it away. And then you have to try to guess which book it is.
Okay. I'll do my best.
This particular book has 413 1-star reviews. Now, that's out of 32,000 reviews, so that's actually quite the small.
Overall, what kind of a star rating did it get?
I'm not telling you, that's cheating. I'll tell you afterwards. How about that? Yeah, because these are all from Goodreads, and you just recently started using Goodreads, so you're not, you don't know, like, you have no frame of reference for what. I have
no frame of reference.
What a disappointment after a promising start. Expected a real twist and battled on and on and on. Nothing, just waffle, blah, blah. Sorry, but what a waste of my time.
That has to be either The Silent Patient or A Day Like This.
I'll read some more.
Okay.
This book started out well, but I can't believe I actually finished it. I expected a big turn of events. Well, there was, but it was very disappointing. The main character's inner thoughts went on and became very tedious. The whole premise of the book just did not interest me. Too far-fetched. I'm going back to reading historical fiction. At least Sorry, I should have waited till you were done drinking. At least in this genre, the author has to stay close to the truth somewhat. I would not recommend this book.
That's got to be A Day Like This.
Yes, it is. It's A Day Like This. Okay. You did. You got it in 2 reviews. Actually, you narrowed it down in the first one.
Well, those are the only 2 that were some sort of mystery.
Oh, that would have like a big twist or something like that. Oh, okay. Well, that was a good way to narrow it down. I wouldn't have thought of that. All books can have a twist of some sort.
Well, I mean, they do. Those 2, they were specifically written as twists.
Okay.
This person totally did not get the idea, the concept that all of our lives are running in parallel.
Yeah, that was the part that they were like, that's not realistic at all, so I'm not.
But there is a thought. There is a scientific thought and belief that that is the case.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What this book highlighted.
Yeah, this is going to be harder because all of mine are fantasy.
Oh. Here's one.
Okay.
The author writes letters like I did when I was heartbroken at 13 over my Minecraft boyfriend. That was a hard one. There's no way you're going to be able to zero in.
Well, I was going to say, there's only a couple of these books that have letters.
Oh.
The Divine Rivals is a series of letters. Babel doesn't really have letters, but there's a lot of like writing, like it's related to words a lot. So, okay, go ahead, give me another one.
All right.
I'm not committed yet.
World building? Don't know her.
Okay, well that doesn't.
I'll give you another one.
I was going to say, these all need world building.
DNF'd at 57%. I feel like I've read a completely different book to everyone else. I went in with high expectations due to the hype, but ended up being disappointed. A great concept, but it was poorly done. The lack of world building made me feel disconnected with the entire story. The characters lacked depth and the dialogue was cringy, especially the letters. The plot stumbled along and the central element was majorly undeveloped. There was no suspense whatsoever from what you'd expect whilst living through a war. I just don't get it.
Okay, so that's got to be Divine Rivals then, because that's the only one where there's people that are writing letters. I mean, it's the letters
writing
of
letters in war.
And it takes place during a war, so to say that there's no world building and stuff like it. Oh, I totally disagree with that. So.
Well,
was it Divine Rivals?
It was.
Okay.
You got it.
That person definitely read a different book than everyone else.
Yeah.
This is not going to tell you anything, but I'm going to read it anyway.
Yeah.
I've dragged my ass through enough of it. This one's just not for me. Okay. Saccharine sweet drivel, like a Hallmark movie with the tearjerkers amped up to 1 million. Seriously, this was every single steaming blank stereotype and cliche. This person uses a lot of swear words. Pooped into a heaping pile of excrement and left to chill overnight. Stinky and unpleasantly cold and squishy when you try to pick it up the next morning. The writing is crap. All tell, absolutely no show. The foreshadowing is a constant palm strike to the face. It is like trying way too hard to be legit and super duper obvious. Blank is not a blank, because while she did poop tons of research and want the reader to know that, there are still small things that are just obnoxiously bad. I'm going to stop there. It keeps going. Okay. But a lot of it I can't say because it'll just give it away.
She didn't say this about the women, did she?
Yeah, you're right. It is. In the words of my dearest friend Ashley, did we read the same book? 0 stars. I could not finish this drivel, even if it's a book club choice and I'm to be the facilitator. The story is a very trite soap opera, elusive of any research. Total crap.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I cried during this book. Cried, and it is very accurate. I disagree. How old are these reviewers?
Oh, that's a good, hold on. Oh, well, I don't know how old they are. I can tell you how long ago they made the review. A lot of them made the review a year ago. Probably that's when the book came out.
Yeah.
Lots of DNFs. I don't think you should. I don't review a book when I DNF it, in all honesty. I just say that I DNF'd it. But I'm trying not to read the DNF.
At no point in the story was I ever thinking about DNFing it. I did not feel like it was a soap opera or drivel. I thought it was very accurate and poignant.
Oh, and yes, it was The Women by Kristen Hanna.
Okay. Lord, I don't know how to start this review. Since everyone I know loves the author's books, I decided to request the Trad Pubbed Arc, thinking that this would be a new fave. Okay, now, the traditionally published
Advanced
reader copy.
Yeah.
That was a huge mistake. This was a buddy read with a fellow hater from another mother. And I was glad that we had the exact same thoughts throughout the novel. Mine was mainly, who is this novel for? While I'm always down to supporting marginalized authors, I've noticed that ever since my favorite author, another author name I won't say, started to dominate the bestsellers list, there have been several clones popping up in SFF?
Science fiction fantasy. That's what
Science fiction fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not done.
Okay.
A lot of debut authors think they can handle heavy themes such as institutionalized racism and colonialism, anti-colonialism, but they let me down with their obvious lack of understanding with such complex topics.
Okay, I think this has got to be Blood Over Brighthaven. The marginalized author narrowed it down to 2.
But she does say she's a fan of Babel.
Right, that's what I was thinking. I was like, this book is, I mean, they're not identical, but they are very similar. Like, if she thought that, if this reviewer thought that that was in your face, Babel's just as in your face with it. That's funny.
Someone else wrote, DNF, another YouTube recommendation, another reason not to trust BookTube. Clunky prose and sledgehammer high school moralizing. Yeah, nah. So here's another one. Someone said, read this instead of R.F. Kuang's Babel. And I really did a double take. If the main criticism of Babel is that it was too in your face and not nuanced enough, read this awful colonizer romance disguised as a fantasy novel to find out what too in your face can really be.
Oh, I didn't think they tried to do some romance, but romance was definitely not.
I would not say there was romance going on.
Not at all. Like, I was afraid it was going to go down the romance direction for a minute, and it didn't.
No,
Oh,
okay, that took care of both of ours.
What an insufferable book. Okay, listen, I had to read this book for book club. Did I read all of it? Yes. Did I deliberately and consciously sit down at the start and vow to give this book a fair shot, even though I find the idea of a white author / black slave narrative extremely dubious? Yes. Have I read anything by this author before? No. Although I gather she had, I should have said the author, had extremely commercial success with a previous work. With that context out of the way, I will say that this is an eye-rollingly bad book.
Well, it's got to be The Invention of Wings.
Yeah, how did you know? Why? What did
White author, black slave. That, mind you, whoever that is, these women really existed, and the truth of the white author that you're talking about is a real woman with writings, and this really happened to her.
Yeah.
They didn't have a lot about her black slave handy, but that's because,
Oh, this is funny. So now that you said that, I couldn't believe how unbelievable this story was. The two main 19th century characters were plucked right out of the 21st century. I might have accepted one storyline, especially since it's based on a real person, if it had been written in a way to pull me into her. Instead, the reader gets cold actions and lukewarm thoughts. The other character wouldn't have lasted a day as an actual slave, taking zero precautions for her own safety. It was ridiculous. A lot of people said it was boring, like they didn't finish it because it was boring.
She was the first female abolitionist ever. That's like trashing Frederick Douglass.
Oh, yeah.
It's like trashing Frederick Douglass.
Yeah. If I could have given this book 0 stars, I would have. This has to be up there with the most tone-deaf books that I have, some of the most tone-deaf books that I have ever read. Deeply disappointing read. I feel embarrassed on behalf of the author for this book.
Oh, the one I picked only may have one-star review.
Oh, it's a good book.
Oh, no, it's got more.
Okay,
Its little 1-star review line is barely visible. Okay. Oh, boy. Look, I understand that I might not be the target audience for this book, but I am honestly dumbfounded by how much I hated this book. Plenty of people love the author, and I have seen nothing but praise for them. So I trusted my fellow readers, and now I will never make that mistake again. I have never hated a book as much as I did, but still saw a lot of love for this newer one, and I succumbed to peer pressure once more, as I am still not convinced I read the correct book the first time. And I will admit the other book, in comparison to this work, the author's other works, wasn't awful. It wasn't good by any means, but I was able to finish it with little pain and pure spite. This one is a different story.
Okay, so that tells me it's either one of the Shadow of the Leviathan books or one of the T. Kingfisher books. I suppose because you've already done some of the other ones, so I guess I didn't narrow it. I only narrowed it down a little bit that way.
I was offered an ARC for this from a place,
Publisher, yeah.
and I am thankful for that. I did not like the other book,
Okay.
and rated it 3 stars, so I was a little skeptical going into this. I ended up DNFing this 33 pages in. How can you
make a decision that quickly? Yeah.
I got so bored, and I weirdly didn't feel connected to the characters anymore. I don't know if it's cause I felt bored, and that just made the FMCS, what's the S? Female main characters vibes more annoying, and then the male main character just didn't feel the same. More negative and less motivated to figure out the mystery maybe.
Okay, I think it's a drop of corruption. That's my guess.
Oh, you're so good.
Because I was leaning towards that one earlier because The Tainted Cup came out not that long ago, and because it could have been any of the T. Kingfisher ones, because she comes out with like 3 books a year, I feel like. But yeah, that's a drop of corruption.
Yeah.
So I could see, but if you read the first, I think that's why I'm most astounded. If you read the first one, I would think you would like the second one. Not like to 1 star. You know what I mean? Like maybe you wouldn't like it as much or something.
Well,
but
that's
like,
what she said. She 3-starred it and then 1-starred it.
Yeah, I don't know if I 3-starred a book, I'm not reading the second one, honestly. Like I was surprised when it says I'm not the target audience. Was that a woman or was it a man?
Let me see. That could have been the problem.
I don't think that these books have I don't think a male-female target audience, unless maybe it was an age thing.
It's no way to tell.
Okay.
They just have a picture.
Okay. But I wonder what they mean by target audience, because I don't think those are male or female. Yeah, that doesn't tell me anything.
Picture of their
of their
bookshelves.
You said that The Women by Kristen Hanna was your
my absolute
that
favorite.
Was your absolute favorite?
Yeah, I'm really stunned that there's anybody out there that doesn't like this book. Because this was happening in the 70s. I was maybe just 2 years younger than the character. So I would bet that if perhaps it was a 20-something or 30-something that was reading this with their 21st century thoughts in mind, that they would, because I roll in my eyes now about things back then. That was back then, and you can't see into the future.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I could pick. This feels like picking between my children. Like I don't know that I could. I can tell you that Divine Rivals is definitely, it's one of the ones that I almost didn't put on this list. Between the rest of these, I don't think I could pick like my top favorite. They're also different too, I feel like. That's like,
are they? They're all fantasy, aren't
so like
they?
Blood Over Brighthaven and Babel are similar. Well, Gideon the Ninth is like a space opera, so it's more like sci-fi.
Is Babel sci-fi? I'm not.
No, it's magical realism.
Magical realism.
It's fantasy. And then like Nettle and Bone and Thornhedge are very like fairy tale. Like the Thornhedge is a fairy tale retelling. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they are like those I would put together. Blood Over Brighthaven and Babel I would put together. The Tainted Cup is a mystery. Like it's really written like a Sherlock Holmes mystery. It just happens to be in a different world.
I'd be curious of all of these, which one has the highest rating?
I'll do that for both of them.
I would be curious for both of them.
Yeah, I will put their Goodreads star rating.
I would put all of the ratings for all of the books. My second favorite was probably The West with Giraffes.
Oh, okay.
Which is it's kind of unusual for me because it's not a female-driven character, but it is historical fiction. Actually, it's nonfiction to some extent.
That was one that was like Forrest Gump, right? Where you were like getting information about.
Yeah, sort of, but it was that time period. But the fact that these two people actually took these giraffes to the zoo, and that the woman was the first, woman to run the San Diego Zoo, and all of that was true.
Okay.
And there's pictures of the giraffe in the truck that he's talking about.
But you have a pretty diverse mix here.
And everybody I talk to that has read that loves it.
The West with Giraffes.
Yeah.
So that's our best book of the year and some of their 1-star reviews that tried to humble us. I don't feel humbled though.
We should do this in reverse.
do the 5-star reviews of our worst books.
Yeah, see if I missed something
maybe,
there.
Actually, maybe that would humble us. Actually.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll try that for our worst books. So,
So we want to know what your favorites are for the year. Drop us a comment of the top 3 and bonus points if you've ever found a hilarious 1-star review of a book you love. I just love reading reviews.
I know. Do you do it on Amazon products
I do.
too?
Oh my gosh.
Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss our next video. I guess we'll do this for our worst books of the year too.
Yeah, that might be our next video.
Yeah.
Thank you for spending time with us and happy reading.
Or unplanned things.
What's the word for that? Dang, my mind's going.
It's okay. Okay, I'm going to start over because that wasn't, we got sidetracked. We can't get sidetracked.
I'll
try
try.
to get this done.
The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides.
Michaelides. I was wondering if you remembered how to say it.
I know. I have a problem with that.
A problem with remembering things?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
I mean, I know there were a couple of books that I looked at. I'm like, oh, I really liked that book, but I couldn't even tell you what it was about. That right there, I just had to learn this since we started this. Oh, I can picture him, but I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, are you talking about? I know who you're talking about.
Cut that part out.
Okay, I will.
Sometimes I leave them. I don't know if anybody's ever read them. But
you leave
I will.
reviews.
Like I find something really stupid to review, like matchsticks or something.
Right. I was buying fly swatters, and the reason I bought the fly swatters was because somebody wrote the most hilarious. It was a good review. It wasn't a 1-star review. How do you leave a good review about a plastic fly swatter?